So today's speaker is going to share with us how to grow a successful coaching business and what are the main things that you should have in place.
Building spirituality, family, health, and business. This is the Giant Builders with Lois Wyant.
Hey, Giant Builders, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you. Hey, I wanted to let you know that if you are interested in possibly starting your own podcast, I am putting together a beginner's course. So if you'd like to have some tips on what I've learned over the past year and a half, this is for you. So I'll leave that link below. So today's guest is Julie Ritchie. Hi, Julie. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for joining us. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about you?
Yeah, I'd love to. So, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a coach, and I work with other female coaches to help them create clients. And the reason I do it is I really have a heart for women entrepreneurs. And my whole thing is about helping us to be free, helping us to have money and wealth, because I see that when spiritually led women entrepreneurs have money, we do good things and we make a difference in the world. So that's my mission, and the vehicle that I use is helping people to get clients.
I love your mission. I really love your mission. So how did you get into this?
So that is a good story. I actually first got into this about 10 years ago, and I was looking for a way to travel. I was a fitness instructor at the time. I'll say a struggling fitness instructor. I wasn't making a lot of money, but had this big dream to travel. I've always loved location independence, traveling, adventure. And I was with my husband at the time, and we were looking for ways that we could travel and earn money while we were going around. So I typed into Google earn money online, and you can imagine the kind of spammy results that came up. They do say when the student is ready, the teacher appears, and it was the case for me. And a very charismatic coach came into my Facebook feed, and she said, I can show you how to travel the world, be of service, and make really good money. And I was like, I'm in. And it was coaching. And I'd already been doing health coaching, but I retrained with her. I had to come up with £10,000 to invest in her program, which was a huge stretch for me at the time, but I did it. And it really was life-changing. So we went off traveling, and it was great. We were having so much fun. And I launched my business at the same time, and I got some clients. But then I went into a massive feast and famine cycle in my business, and I was the only one working. So all the pressure was on me. And one month I would sign a client, and we'd literally be feasting at the French farmhouse table with the French sticks and the cheeses and all the tomatoes. And then the next month, no clients and no gas money to get to the next house sitting gig. So we were house sitting our way around France. So this went on for a bit too long, and the debts were mounting up because I was investing in my own coaching. So we came back to the UK. And long story short, ended up going through a divorce. And at my lowest point, I was back in my parents' tiny spare bedroom in my 30s, no clients, a mountain of debt. And I went and got a job for a bit. And I felt like such a loser. But you're probably, once you've been self-employed, it's really hard to be an employee. And I didn't like the 9 to 5 culture. I didn't like the office politics. And I was plotting my escape. So, but I knew I had to figure out this client getting thing. I couldn't go through the feast and famine again. So I did. I figured it out. I relaunched my business around 5 years ago and was able to have a full schedule of clients. And then I began sharing what I was doing and teaching. And that's how my company, Do Business Like a Woman, was first kind of came into being.
Oh, that is wonderful. Oh, you are strong.
You. And I think we all are, really. We're all very tough inside, when it comes to it.
Oh, I agree. And I think that there's certain doors that have to be open, and sometimes it's just God's timing when those doors are open. but it also, we have to keep our determination.
Definitely. And something I learned and noticed was that as I look back, the hard times, the difficult times were always preparing me for something ahead. They were preparing me for the next level. So I do believe in God's timing and divine timing, and being prepared for our next assignment. And it can be hard when we're going through those difficult patches. But for me, and hopefully this will be useful for your listeners too, is if we can just hold on during those times to the idea that we are supported, that it is happening for a reason, and that you're actually being prepared for something even better. And I firmly held that belief. And I believe it's why I was able to create the business that I now have and the freedom that I now have.
Well, great. So, all right. Why do you do this? Why is this your niche?
Yeah, it's a great question. I saw and still see so many female entrepreneurs really struggling, and particularly in the area of business and creating clients. And I know for me that was a journey. There was so much to learn. And so often I see when people doing their coaching qualification and they come out and they're so enthusiastic, but they don't realize they have to master the business side as well. And so they come out and they're like, yeah, I'm qualified, right? Where are my clients? And they're expecting the clients to just fall in their lap. And often they put, a website up, but we know it doesn't go that way. And even further along the line, I tend to work with people that are a little bit further along, and they've maybe figured some things out. They've got their niche, they've got some clients coming in, but it still can be challenging. And there's so much noise out there about all the things we should be doing to be successful in the online marketing world. So what I do is just cut through all of that noise. I'm into simplicity, and so are my clients. And so it's what can we do? Because really there is just a handful of client creation activities that you need at the beginning. You don't have to do all this other busy work. And so just simplifying. But I did it because I see the challenge and the struggle that a lot of women coaches go through. And I know that with what I teach, I can make it a lot easier. They can learn from my experience. I also do it because, again, I see that when we have wealth, we do good things, because these are, women who believe in God, they're spiritually led women. And so they are looking to do the right thing. They are looking to make the world a better place. And that takes resources. Even Mother Teresa has resources, right? Has money. So that's why I do what I do.
Great. So any tips on like getting started on the online business and creating clients?
Yeah. So getting started, and even through to, really getting going. So you've got your first few clients, you're looking to really get processes in place, so you have a full pipeline of leads. It really is about simplifying. I remember at the beginning listening to the gurus, and I was trying to do all the things. I was blogging, I was doing a podcast, I was SEO, Instagram, Facebook, Clubhouse at one point, all over the place, like an octopus on roller skates.
I
And
love that.
yeah, right. And because I wasn't focused, I wasn't getting traction in any of those areas. And what I realized is when I did get a client, I didn't even know how I'd created that client. So I took a step back and I said, hang on, let's just look. Let's look at what actually led me to sign clients that I do have in the first place. And it was just a handful of activities. It had to do with relationship building. So what I did is I really, really focused, and I narrowed my focus. And when I did that, it was like everything changed. The clients started coming in. I had my first 6-figure year, and bearing in mind this was like a ways into my journey. This was years into my journey, so I was not one of those overnight successes that people hear about, that we all hear about. But I did figure this piece out, and it was it was so good. So it has to do with simplifying. But what we teach is we teach exactly where to focus. You know, what are those client creation activities that people can do to bring clients right now? And it's also like working with the personality of the individual person, because you know, somebody can give us a tactic and they might say, right, go do reels on Instagram. But if you hate Instagram, it's not going to work for you. So it's working with the person to take the process and, you know, have it really be theirs. But there are some very specific things that we do. And what this all leads to is clients, right? It's, I've got ladies now, my clients, who are creating the regular, I know it's the coveted 10K month, right? But they're creating the 10K month on the regular, but it's seeing who they've become as people. You know, it's seeing that confidence grow in a woman. It's seeing her stand in her power, speak her voice. And, you know, there are ways to do that. I know these are kind of phrases that we throw about, but we really ground into in my programs how to do that. How can you connect with your own personal power? Because it's not intuitive. So long story short, it's about simplifying it. We teach relationship building, we teach nurturing, how to create client magnetic content, but we're not going to post it here, there, and everywhere. You know, we're going to focus. It's very strategic, focus and serve. And when done the right way, that is what produces the steady stream of clients. That is what has people fill their one-to-one schedules and their group programs, and then have the freedom and the money freedom. And I often have people say to me, oh, you know, just being able to make decisions, just being able to pick up my laptop and go somewhere and, you know, work from somewhere else, a coffee shop, or, you know, take a trip, whatever it is. And so it's all about freedom for me. Yeah.
I think that I get overwhelmed because there's so many things to do. And to me, and you add to this or disagree, that would be fine. I think that I've learned that there's two things that you really need. You need systems and you need a coach. You need somebody who has been through it and can guide you. Would you add anything or disagree?
I 100% agree, because otherwise it's trying to figure it out by yourself. There's so much noise. It's really hard when you're sitting behind your laptop by yourself. And in business, it's almost like so much is coming at us on a daily basis. So those processes, those systems, I call them processes, but it's really just habits is actually what it is. It's, you know, what is your habit for generating leads each week in your business? And we get it really dialed in, we get it really focused, because there's a million things you could do to generate leads, but what is the strategy? And this is what we help people with. And then, you know, so yes, having the coach to guide you, to support you, and also to help you remember the bigger vision. You know, it's so easy to get lost in the minutia in a business. And as you say, there's always plenty to do. So really, you know, knowing those priorities, and a good coach can guide you with this. And, you know, it's not just about the strategy, it's about so much more. Strategy is part of it. And what you said, processes, absolutely. It's those business habits that you do week in, week out. How do you generate your leads? How do you nurture them? And habit for creating content, which you do so beautifully with your podcast. And, you know, and then just inviting people to work with you. And those really are the 4 client creation activities at their core. It is as simple as that, but it's not easy. And that's where the coach comes in to guide, because we can make it easy, right? When someone comes to work with a good coach, it's more than possible. You know, I've had so many women who didn't feel it was possible for them at the beginning. We always say it's like we think it's possible for everyone else, but not for us, right? And we tell these stories. A good coach knows that it's possible for you and will hold that bigger vision and will show you the way. So if anyone's out there sitting there thinking, well, this sounds great for you and your clients, you can do it, but I can't because XYZ, because we all do that. I know I do and have done. But if anyone is doing that, please know you absolutely can do it. You know, God put this dream in your heart for a reason. It's there for a reason. So you can do it with the right guidance, with the right processes. It is more than possible. Speaking from experience and from working with, you know, hundreds of women at this point, many of whom had imposter syndrome.
Mm.
So please know it's possible. Please get the support, and yeah, let's do this thing.
Let's do this. So I think also I find that a lot of times businesses have problems because their net is too wide. Their niche, well, they don't have a niche. You know, they're like, oh, I can help anybody. Do you find that is that good, bad?
Oh my goodness, it's the bane of my life. Honestly, sometimes. No, but it is true. And I think we've all been there at some point on the journey. We know with coaching, we're like, well, I can help anyone. Well, great, but that's not a strong marketing message, right? That's not going to get you clients. So, and then the gap I see, people think about niching and they say, oh, well, you know, it's for women over 40 who want to transform their life. I mean, that isn't a niche, you know. With respect, that isn't a niche. So yeah, the more that we can get super clear on who it's for, but the specific tangible problem that you solve. And this is the work, you know. It's easy to do with the right guidance. It's not so easy to figure out sitting at home behind the laptop. That is confusing. That is hard. But yes, if you want clients, please niche. You'll have a much easier ride, more clients and more money.
So tell me, what would a first meeting look like with you?
Yeah, great question. So people normally connect with me via Facebook first. That's the usual route. And we connect in the DMs. They will come into my Facebook group. They'll have a look at my content, what we're up to in there. You can promote your business in there too, just as a bonus. So yeah. And then they reach out to me. So now we're connected in the DMs. And typically what I do is ask some questions to understand where the person is on their business journey. You know, do they have a niche? Do they have some clients? And based on their answers, I will either direct them to some free content, which is going to help them, or if they're a bit further along, I may invite them to a call with me to see whether it's a fit to come into my client creation program, Fierce, Feminine, and Free, which is where we teach the Warrior S framework for creating clients. So that's what we do. But I'm a really big believer in, I don't hard sell anyone. I don't push anyone. It needs to be a great fit. I love people to come in who I know that they're going to get really good results from being in the container. So, you know, I really look for those qualities in a person when I connect, and then just support them the best way I can. And sometimes that's to give them the free content, you know, and help them to get going and get their first couple of clients. And then they're ready to come into our container and really up level and put some of those habits in place and get the full schedule of clients, you know, the 10K months, the regular sales calls, all of that good, juicy stuff.
Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I would say absolutely, as you said, work with a coach, right? Make sure that they have a process for you. Work with somebody who has walked the path and who can inspire you. You know, believe that the dream is there for a reason. Know that it's possible. We all think it isn't at the beginning. That's normal. But I promise you it is. I have a firm belief that there are desires in our heart are there for a reason. They're not put there randomly. You know, true heart desires, they are there for a reason. They're divinely guided. So have the faith, take the next step, you know, reach out, get the support, and then you'll be on your journey. And it's sometimes just taking the next step is all you need to do.
Oh, great. All right. So how do people find you and get connected with you?
Come find us on Facebook. We have a group, a community called Do Business Like a Woman. I'm sure we can put the links under the
it'll be below.
Yeah, so come join us there. As I say, you have opportunities to promote your business, because I believe a rising tide lifts all boats. I want to feature people and promote them and support them. I also have training on how to get a steady stream of clients and book 2 to 3 sales calls and close around 5 high ticket clients a month. So I have trainings on that. So come join the community. We look forward to seeing you over there.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your information, and I love the glow that you have on the success that women can have. I really, really love that.
Thank you. And thank you for the work that you do. I think your podcast is so inspiring, and can't wait to share it with our community.
Well, I appreciate that. All right, Giant Builders, we'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening. This has been The Giant Builders with Lois Wyant.